Frank Blunt coming off his first Double-A win last time out. Let's see if this rising star can deliver once again today. It's the Chesapeake Bay Sox and the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. We'll be back to get this one started after this. Now, Griff O'Farrell.
Leading off here this
Three.
Bottom of the first, and here's the catcher, Jackson Horner. Strong start to the season, putting up some impressive slugging numbers so far. That one's in there. It's 0-1. Got the batter swinging. Swing went right over top of the curveball. Not sure how you throw a curveball much better than that. Went down and in on the opposite-handed hitter, and by doing that, he kept it away from the dangerous parts of the zone. Sweet pitch. And now, Eloy Jimenez. And that drops in for a strike. One out and the base is empty. Next pitch in for a strike. And he delivers. That's a strikeout looking. Too quickly gone in the bottom of the first this afternoon. That fastball was in a hittable spot, but he just let it stroll through the zone for called strike 3. So 2 out, and here's the first baseman, Damiano Palmigiani. Too much swing and miss at the plate recently, striking out nearly twice in each of the last 5 games. Off to a great start on the mound. It could be a tough game for this lineup. 0-2, rocks and fires. Fights it off, we'll see another. Two outs and nobody aboard. A laser into the outfield. Might be trouble here. Around first and heading for second. Starts the afternoon off right with a double. Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. With balls into the gaps like that one, hitters know they can think about extra bases and make that wide turn around first base. That's a great swing. And now the right fielder, Edward Perez. Didn't play in last night's game, had a little breather. Runner at second, 2 down. It's very early, but it's make or break time for him right here. If he doesn't right the ship quickly, it's going to be a bad day. Foul ball, it stays 0-2. Palmigiani at second with 2 away. To the right side. Noda takes it to the bag. And that ends the inning. 1 runner left on base. They're trailing here 3-0. interest rates.
Three!
Bottom half of inning number 2. Next to hit for the Fisher Cats, Josh Rivera. They got the 3-run lead, but they won't keep it if they don't keep pitching well and aggressively too. The 0-1. And that drops in for a strike. 2 straight strikes low in the zone, and it's 0-2. Batter has to be able to lay off something off speed down in the dirt, because that could be what's coming. Off the mark there, and that's ball 1. On 0-2, hitters are often expecting a curveball out of the zone. Nice job to anticipate and lay off it. Fights that one away, still 1-2. This one the other way. 1 down.
Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 1, Parker.
Parker measures 6'2", just 19 years old, and he's usually a shortstop, but today he's starting in the outfield. And a high leverage challenge from the mound, and they'll overturn the call and rule it a strike. So they've still got both of their challenges. Swing and a miss, nice changeup. Dives, but it kicks off the glove. No throw, and the defense comes away with nothing. So digging in, Cutter Coffee, 1 of 4 with a double in yesterday's game. That one fouled hard the other way. That swing and a miss is a blessing in disguise for the hitter. If he had made contact, it probably would have been a double play ball.
Get back.
Step off throw to first. Parker gets back easily. Oh, 0-2, and the delivery. And that's in the dirt. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Goes down looking for the strikeout. Frozen with the heater at the knees. Runner at first. Here's the left fielder, Yohendrick Pinango. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Spoils the 2-strike offering, another coming up. Oh, 0-2 now. Set down looking. Back-to-back Ks. one runner left aboard. They're behind in this one, 3-0. On to the next.
Out! Out! You're out!
Bottom of the inning. Coming up now to the dish for New Hampshire, Adrian Pinto.
Adrian Pinto.
They need to be a bit more aggressive, I think. They've let several hittable fastballs go in this one, and you'd like to see them take a rip at some of them. Now here's the 0-2. And it's foul, and the at-bat keeps going. And here's the 0-2. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Fights that one away. The count remains 0-2. Swings and misses. Leadoff hitter gone in the 3rd. That screwball got him tied up in knots as it dove under the zone. And part of that is how much drop it gets. It's more deceptive than your average changeup for that reason. The lineup flips over. Here's the catcher, Jackson Hornum. Struck out on just 3 pitches the last time up.
Ball, that's down.
One out and the base is empty. This is a better approach than he showed the first time up when he struck out. He's working the count well. And a pop-up in foul territory on the right side. And there's 2 down.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Aloy.
Stepping to the plate from New Hampshire, Aloy Jimenez collected a couple of hits in yesterday's game. Foul ball there. Two down and nobody aboard. Here in the back end of the 3rd inning. That one finds the zone. 0-2.
Nope.
What a
Ball
take
1.
with 2 strikes. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. 2 outs, base is empty. Pop up, foul on the right side. Gets there, got it. 3 up, 3 down here. Top of the 4th inning with the Bay Sox at the dish.
The center field.
Ball 4, take your base. Ball 4, take your base. Out. 3.
Welcome back. The Fisher Cats at the dish in the bottom of the 4th.
The first baseman, number 17, Daviano.
He's done well so far, but we'll see what adjustments the heart of the order make for him the second time around. 0-1 now. Swing and a miss out front that time. Down 0-2, and now you have to shorten up and just find a way to put it in play. Maybe gonna have to fight 1 or 2 off. Foul ball, still 0-2. Next pitch is
ball went
outside.
out. Ball.
Wow, he's showing outstanding discipline with 2 strikes. Two now. On the ground to third. And that's foul. Keeps the AB going with the foul ball. Swing and a miss. Got the strikeout. 1 gone, leading off the 4th.
The right fielder,
That reverse curveball movement on the screwball can really mess with hitters. Here we saw he just doesn't have the familiarity with that pitch, and he couldn't make contact. Perez stands in now and watches strike 1. This has been a solid outing for him, and a lot of that is because he keeps pounding the zone like he did with that low fastball. On 0-1, the delivery. Late that time, and it's strike 2. Now behind 0-2 after he swung too late at that breaking ball. Might need to shorten up and protect if this AB is going to turn around. Battling here, fouls it away. Swings through it for the K. Picks up the 7th strikeout of the ball game.
Second baseman, Josh Rivera.
Base is empty with 2 out. Next to hit for the Fisher Cats, Josh Rivera. Grounder to second. O'Farrell. Play made. That ends the inning. Moving on to the 5th. The Bay Sox on top 5-0. All set for the start.
3.
1. Ready to work with a lead.
For the Fisher Cats, the center fielder, number 1, Joe Parker.
Here's the 0-2 pitch.
Ball.
Great job to lay off that one on 0-2. Those big looping curves are very tempting. Fouls it off, still 1-2. He's doing a good job of changing speeds. First the off-speed stuff, then the heat. Now the hitter's off balance. that one down the line. And that's a fair ball. Fell behind in the count with 2 strikes, but didn't panic and picked up the hit. Great bat control there. Slapped it down the third base line and kept it fair. That's clean hitting. And the next batter, Cutter Coffee. Line drive, and it's caught. One of those plays that just goes to show that not everything is within your control on the baseball field. Batter did everything right and still didn't get the hit. Sometimes that's how it goes. Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Frank Blunt gives way, and a nice effort in this start, no doubt about it. New arm coming on. We'll be back for that in a moment. Left-hander out of the bullpen, Andrew Magno, and a healthy size lead.
That's ball 4. Ow! 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 3! Ow! Ball 4, take the base. Ow! Ow! You're out! Ow! 3! 3! Ow! Ball 4, take your base. You're out! Ow! Ow! That's ball 4. You're out! Ow! Ow! You're out! Out!
Some decent work in a shorter start. Not the most dominant effort on the mound, but he strung together some good innings, which helped them get the win. That's good enough for sure.
In love, honey, you know it's true. What since that day I first laid my eyes on you. Love is a crazy game, baby. It's how I feel. To make you roar so high that it takes so long to heal. Sometimes I curse that day when you came along.
Frank Blunt is getting ready to go. He's showing signs of why many are calling him one of the most promising young talents this season. It's the Akron Rubber Ducks and the Chesapeake Bay Sox. Introductions wrapping up down on the field. First pitch just minutes away. We are nearly ready to get underway. Today's starting pitcher, Frank Blunt. He's going to need to command all 4 of his pitches to have a great game in this one. If one of those 4 isn't working, it makes it a lot easier for hitters to guess what's coming. And that's not a situation he wants to find himself in. And here we go. Now it's the right fielder, Guy Lipscomb.
Number 32, Guy Lipscomb.
And this one off and running.
First pitch, 6:35.
The 0-1 from the lefty. Swing and a miss. Nice changeup. Keeps the AB going with the foul ball. got the strikeout looking. Couldn't pull the trigger on the fastball at the knees. Nobody on with one out. Stepping to the plate for Akron, Jace Lavalette.
Oh!
One and 0. Here's the pitch.
Huh.
Left-handed batter waiting. One out and the base is empty. Up the middle. Oh, gloves it. One of those plays that just goes to show that not everything is within your control on the baseball field. Batter did everything right and still didn't get the hit. Sometimes that's how it goes. And now at the plate, Khalil Watson. Two outs and nobody aboard. Swing and a miss. Nice changeup. Yanked that changeup back. Just diabolical. On the ground. Look at the stop here. From his knees, the throw, and very nicely done for the out. Making it look easy at second. Let's take another look at this one. That's going to get you some high fives in the dugout. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Stepping.
That's ball 4.
Mid-South Electronic Credit Union is a proud sponsor of this broadcast. With only one ATM available, you can be sure your PIN is secure. Join MSECU today. Top half of the second from Bowie. Juan Benjamin leading things off and takes a strike. Oh, 0-2 now. Got the batter looking for the K. Leadoff batter retired here in the second. You know every hitter in this lineup knows he's got that screwball in his arsenal, but unless they've seen it a bunch, it's really hard to recognize and react to it. No surprise he got locked up by it right there. Next to hit, Jake Fox. And he hits a ground ball to the right side. Steps on first for the out.
Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 1, Tyrese Turner.
Digging in for the Rubber Ducks, Tyrese Turner. Sat out last night's game, but back in there today. That's a bullet, but it goes foul. Two outs and nobody aboard. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swings through it for the K. Nice job out there as he gets them 1-2-3. Midway in the second, no score yet.
Here comes the mic when I come through. Here comes the mic when I come through. Get up, stand up, get things better. Nothing's gonna change if you give up. Say what?
Bottom of the inning.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
We move on to the third inning. Coming up to the dish for Akron, Cameron Barstad. This one ripped but foul to the right. And the 0-1 now. And he grounds it to the right side. O'Farrell. And there's one away.
Batting in, the first baseman, number 7, Mike Collado.
One out and the bases are empty. And here is Mike Collado. Pitcher blew that by him at the plate, and I'm sure he's smiling after that. If the hitter's laying low, though, it could get interesting later in the AB. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now. Once again, he's ahead 0-2, and he's got the power in this at bat. Out in front, ripped foul. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. First two batters gone in the top of the third.
The second baseman, An-Epileptic-Kid.
And that drops in for a strike. Rapid fire work on the mound. He's keeping these batters on their toes. Swings and misses. And it's 3 up and 3 down in this inning. 9 straight set down here to start the game. As we go to the last of the third.
You're out.
As we go to the top of the fourth, stepping to the plate for Akron, Guy Lipscomb.
Guy Lipscomb.
Strike one. Nope, that's low.
One ball, one strike. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
That was really close around the knees, but he's handling it well on the mound. Just has to adjust his sights. And a high leverage challenge from the mound. And they'll overturn the call and rule it a strike. So they've still got both of their challenges. And the 1-2. And that one is foul. We'll try again. Spoils the 2-strike offering. Another coming up. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. Leadoff batter retired in the fourth. So digging in, Jace Lavalette, 0 for 1. Both the pitcher and catcher have noticed how aggressive these hitters have been early in the count. Might see if they can get them to chase. The 0-1 offering.
That's a ball.
The lefty readies. Here's the 1-1. got the batter swinging. 2 quick outs in the top of the 4th. That reverse curveball movement on the screwball can really mess with hitters. Here we saw he just doesn't have the familiarity with that pitch. He couldn't make contact. Next up for the Rubber Ducks, Khalil Watson. 3 hits last night, a big factor in getting that win. Two outs, bases empty. Textbook pitching. Slowed him down with the curve, then blew the fastball by him after he adjusted to the lower velo. Great work. Oh, and 2, here's the pitch. Got the hitter swinging for the strikeout. And a nice frame on the mound. He sets him down 1-2-3. So 12 up, 12 down to begin the ball game. Welcome back.
Out! You're out! Out!
All set for the start of this inning. Here's the third baseman, Juan Benjamin.
Benjamin.
One now. I think he was a touch late to recognize the curve out of the hand. He'll have to refocus with 2 strikes. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Bash down the right side, but foul. Oh, and 2, and the delivery.
Nope.
What a
That's
take
inside.
with 2 strikes. One-two offering. Swing and a miss. That's a K. And the leadoff batter retired in their half of the 5th. Here's the shortstop at the plate, Jake Fox. Some early struggles for him this season. He'll want to get on the right track soon.
That's a ball.
On the ground to third, Ben Cosme. Tosses to first. Fine play in the hole for the out.
Now batting, the left fielder, Tyree Turner.
Two away here, nobody on. Now it's the switch hitting outfielder, Tyrese Turner.
Hey!
The 0-1. Looks at one, then swings at one, and quickly he's down 0-2. Time to simplify your approach at the plate. Two outs and nobody aboard. This to third. Whips it to first. Out with room to spare, and that's the inning. So 5 perfect innings in the books.
I speak the truth, then I spit facts. Big racks, what I stack, ain't no chit chat. I'm on the move, making moves.
Bottom of the 5th here.
Three! Out!
One, back at it. Tie game. Both these pitchers have been excellent today. Left these hitters baffled. way too cavalier an approach from this lineup. They seem to be swinging at everything. 0-2 now. This one popped up. Estrada settles underneath it and makes the catch.
Now batting, the first baseman, Mike Collado.
Bases empty, one away. Next to hit, Mike Collado. Struck out swinging the first time. Out on the mound, he's been throwing lots of strikes, so the hitter might decide to be aggressive over the middle. Sure, he's got good stuff, but you can't hit it if you don't swing, and he's not missing the zone. On the ground to the right side, and it gets through for a hit, their first of the ball game. So one on now with one away. Nice job to keep the hands tight to the body and get the barrel on plane with the ball there. That's why he was able to scorch that one up the first base line for a hit. So up next, Angel Henao, homered last night, added another hit as well. Job so far on the mound, and I think curveballs like that one are a big part of the reason why. Back. Snap throw to first, and back in there. That one down the line. That gets by. Gets to the bag in time. So a tough play, but they do get out number 2.
Now batting,
digging in for the Rubber Ducks, Guy Lipscomb, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Man at second with 2 down.
Ball, inside.
After 2 straight off-speed pitches, he needs to run a 2-strike fastball up above the zone. Try to get a chase. Runner at second with 2 down. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Ground ball, right side. Whips it to first in time. And that ends the inning. So another good inning on the mound. 6 shutout innings so far. Home at for the 6th. And here's the first baseman, Ryan Noda.
3 out. Out. Three. Take. Out. You're out. 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 3. Out. Out. You're out. Out. 3. Out. 3.
Posted 9 strikeouts in 6 shutout frames. I almost feel bad for the other team. That lineup had no chance the way he was dealing in this one. Very impressive at this phase of his career.
see me booted, it's Mason Margiela. Double R came with umbrella, they tryna rain on my parade from the cellar. Only do beef when the farmer ain't here, gonna dispatch it, I got no vendettas. I'm doing numbers like stars at the Mecca. And Issei Miyake, I flooded Tribeca. Tryna save room for my dinner, but I'd have been touching more bread than a champion at check. Cause I crave all the pressure, they cave under pressure, the difference is clear. He miss a target in every year, but you can tell by the switch on his technical gear. Yeah, I got remarkable range. Might as well finish the flames, and also the main, so only the molars remain. I pick up a couple of chains, bust down the planes, and many different terrains. I used to just be in my brain, my love for the game, but now I can feel it in my veins. Came from the sediment, put that on my name, it's irrelevant. Money been calling the minutes, I'm limited. Talking much louder than negative sentiment, but on my niggas, they mashing the rhythm. It's late to the session, I pull up and rip it. Hop in the bus, machines, I let them in the future, so we had to get them in. Double R came with umbrella, they tryna rain on my parade from the cellar. Only do beef when the farmer ain't here, go dispatch it, I got no vendettas. Double R came with umbrella, they tryna rain on my parade from the cellar. Only do beef when the farmer ain't here, go dispatch it, I got no vendettas. Yeah, Cartier frames, I'm Professor Frank. Think I picked Chicago for school, I really just wanted a flex in the mink. Might take a trip to re-up on my ink. I'm on a plane in the beater and links. Call up a Uber, stop at the corner, I probably won't flood it with the brinks. Armor no chinks, chain mail every week. String up Bojangles, I keep a 3-piece. Throw me in a couple of beats, I send back the gas, it's nothing to me. To get to the record and make a few pivots, my wrist is on fridge and my neck have a ticket. The rhythm they make when they hitting and tricking. The shady, I don't wanna kick it. Double R came with umbrella, they tryna rain on my parade from the cellar. Only do beef when the farmer ain't here, go dispatch it, I got no vendettas. Double R came with umbrella, they tryna rain on my parade from the cellar.
Frank Blunt brings an electric energy to every game, making him a fan favorite and a formidable opponent on the hill. It's the Chesapeake Bay Sox and the Erie Seawolves. First pitch coming your way next. Ready to go. Coming up to the dish for Chesapeake.
That's ball 4. Ball 4, take your base. Out! You're out!
The third baseman, number 37, Isaac. And go.
The 0-1. Gets him looking. One away. You know every hitter in this lineup knows he's got that screwball in his arsenal, but unless they've seen it a bunch, it's really hard to recognize and react to it. No surprise he got locked up by it right there. And here is Justice Bigby. First pitch doesn't find the zone. One out and the base is empty. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Ripped, but it curls foul. Got the hitter swinging for the strikeout. Home first moving quickly tonight, 2 away. Already establishing a potent rhythm, striking out the first 2 batters. It looks like these hitters are gonna have their work cut out for them in this one. Now a chance for Chris Myers. Breaking ball inside. 1-0. 2 outs and nobody aboard. Off to a great start on the mound. It could be a tough game for this lineup. And it's a pop-up. Irish settles underneath it and makes the catch. They're set down in order. Got unique needs in read board.
Ball 4, take your base. That's ball 4. Ball 4, take your base. Ow!
Bottom of the inning, digging in for the Seawolves, Carson Rucker.
Ball.
One ball, one strike. Fly ball down the line. Towards the line, looking up, makes a one-handed catch.
Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Jimmy.
So digging in, Pennington, doing a fine job at the plate recently. Can make it a 5-game hitting streak with a knock in this one.
Yep, that ball went out.
Home team down by 1. Bottom half of the 2nd inning.
Hey!
One-two pitch.
Nope, that's
What
off
a
the plate.
take with
Ball
2
2.
strikes. Two now. Swing and a miss. That's a K. Already 2 gone in the home half of the 2nd inning. This is a great example of why it's so important to mix up your speeds as a pitcher. That changeup was in a hittable spot, but clearly the swing was geared for a heater. That's how you wind up with a strikeout there. The second baseman now at the plate and swings through strike 1. A little too slow on that heater. He might have been expecting something off speed. And he goes down on strikes. And it's 3 up and 3 down in this inning. We've played 2 frames. It's 1-0. Top half, 3rd inning. Digging in, the switch-hitting outfielder, Tavian Joseph.
Out. Ball 4, take your base. Out. You're out.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Coming up to the dish for Erie, Ben Mulgeri. With his teammates driving in a pair, he wants to make this an efficient inning so they can get back up to the plate and tack on some more runs. Line drive, and it's caught.
Batting eighth, the catcher, no. Valencia.
Bases empty, one away. Digging in, Eduardo Valencia, and he has struggled this year. Pitch.
Aye.
One out and the base is empty. That's a strikeout looking. Two straight retired to begin the bottom of the third. Batter was pretty clearly sitting on a fastball there. That off-speed pitch was in a hittable location, but the change of speeds must have been tricky enough to freeze him. Pitcher knows he got away with one there. Now at the plate, Seth Stevenson. That clips the corner. Two down and nobody aboard. Here in the back end of the third inning. On the ground, right side, O'Farrell. There with plenty of time. Inning over. End of three. The Bay Sox out front here, 3-0. Top of the fourth inning with the Bay Sox at the dish. Welcome back. The Seawolves at the dish in the bottom of the fourth.
Third baseman, Isaac.
Both the pitcher and catcher have noticed how aggressive these hitters have been early in the count. Might see if they can get them to chase. The 0-1. In the air, out towards right center. There's one down.
Now batting, the first baseman, Justin.
Nobody on with one out. And here's the first baseman, Justice Bigby. Went down on strikes the first time through. Hard hit, right side. Will do it alone. 2 outs already in the home fourth.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 23, Chris Meyer.
Base is empty with 2 out. Stepping to the plate for Erie, Chris Myers. Love how he's attacking the zone, throwing a ton of strikes. These hitters need to be ready to swing at the first good strike they see. On 0-1, the delivery. Late swing, foul to the left. The Seawolves with a 0 in the hit column so far. That
Ball,
misses.
that's low.
Ball 1. That was a well-executed 2-strike changeup, but he just couldn't get the call. Here's the 1-2 offering. Two outs, base is empty. Swing and a miss, got the strikeout. 3 up and 3 down, inning over. We've played 4 full. The Bay Sox on top here, 3-0. We're back, and there's a new arm on the mound to start the 5th inning, Tyler Owens. This game is still pretty tight, so he has to give the bats a chance and keep it close. No mistake pitches. Back on the hill with a sizable lead.
The shortstop, Carson Rucker.
He's done well so far, but we'll see what adjustments the heart of the order make for him the second time around. Swings through that one out in front there. Once again, he's ahead 0-2, and he's got the power in this at bat. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. And the leadoff hitter set down in the fifth. A bit unusual to see him swing so early. Typically uses the whole field, but a little jumpy in this spot. One out and the bases are empty. And now Pennington. First at bat was a strikeout. Now he'll challenge the called strike. And the strike call will stand. That knocks him down to one challenge left. Here comes the 0-1. Struck out looking. 2 quick outs here in the bottom half of the fifth inning.
Second baseman, right.
2 down now. Digging in for the Seawolves, number 24. Late on that fastball. This has been a solid outing for him, and a lot of that is because he keeps pounding the zone like he did with that low fastball. Dives, but it kicks off the glove. The throw won't get there in time, and they come away without an out.
Batting, the right fielder.
Next up for the Seawolves, Ben Malgeri, 0 for 1.
Ball, that's down.
This one is labeled. Looks like extra bases. Headed for the plate. Scores with ease. Well, that's a big swing of the bat, driving in the run with the 2-bagger. That ball was humming as it left the bat. Pretty clear early on in that play that he was looking at extra bases. Coming up to the dish for Erie, Eduardo Valencia, 0 for 4 in the win last night. Swings through that one for strike 1. On the ground, right side. They're in plenty of time, ends the inning. They pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. And we're through 5 innings. Bay Sox lead it 3-1. We're back, and they make a change to start the 6th. The new pitcher, Dugan Darnell, coming into a game trailing by a small margin, and so his job will be to keep it within reach for the offense. Stepping to the plate for Chesapeake, will...
Out! You're out! Out!
Seth Stevenson getting ready to hit. Collected a couple of hits in yesterday's game.
Hey!
0-1 from the lefty. Fights that one off. We'll reset and do it again. Spoils the two-strike offering. Another coming up. Now here's the 0-2. Pops this one up.
Take it.
And there's one down.
Now batting, third baseman, Isaac.
Back to the top of the order here. Digging in for the Seawolves, Isaac Pacheco. Hit in the air, right field. Robertson drifting towards this one. And quickly, 2 away.
Now batting, the first baseman, Justin.
Bases are empty with 2 away. At the plate, Justice Bigby. Challenge from the mound. And they'll overturn the call and rule it a strike. So they've still got both of their challenges. 2 outs, bases empty. Next pitch, in for a strike. Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Nice job out there as he gets them 1, 2, 3. We're through 6 full innings. The Bay Sox on top 3-1. Welcome back. We're in the 7th inning and we have a new pitcher on the mound, Bailey Horn. Josie.
3! Out! That's ball 4. Ball 4, take your base. 3! Out! You're out! Ball 4, take your base. 3! Out! 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 You're out! 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 You're out! 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 3!
Tallied 9 punch-outs in 6 innings against just 1 earned run. I like a lot of what we saw from him in this one. He put them in a position to win, and they took advantage.
365, really, man, I gotta get mine. 247 to the 365. So what you know about life? 24/7.
It's true that they underestimate you. My life is real. So I'm fronting on them every chance I get, to be honest. Wavy hair, mystique, up in this steep chain with some sick feet. Corner of 10th Street, scoop me in an MPV. I'm holding big. Soloist, vocalist, maestro. This fish grease, rest in peace, Polo. He says I was just with G, just like Ryan E. Me and Preem, this history. Young ones of Buelas, Jesus candles, bodegas. Always playing some gangstar. Who is there? They gon' say nah. Look at us now, De La Ma, Ray, Ghost, and Rick. Big up Big L, Prodigy, True Goy, they live. Martyrs, if you will, a legend has a cartel. I'm on jets with giants, I'm Bill Parcell. PTSD, project trauma still dwells. Happiness gotta be in you, money can't help. So salute to the men that never hit the pin black. We got to the bread and still live to spin that. What a life, I'm a man, I'ma die about it. Feel the pain, but I'm not gonna cry about it. Tell the truth, cause ain't no reason to lie about it. Invisible fingers playing chords on my haunted piano. I'm a man, I'ma die about it. Feel the pain, but I'm not gonna cry about it. Tell the truth, cause ain't no reason to lie about it. Invisible fingers playing chords. Already classic before you heard it. The spoiler was on my feature verses. I lined it up kinda perfect and then I hurled it. Rhymes in my mind's like pearls and oysters. Boss of bosses, Morpheus on the illest style right here. Till I got white hair, getting foul type stares. We ahead light years. We come out the stars. So let's start. Turn the light switch off. Drive a block, switch cars. Toss a face mask and gloves. Pulled another hit on the beat. Guess who the victim was? Guess who get reconfigured? The whole industry does. Premiere you my because we became the men our mothers prayed for. Maybe even exceeded their expectations. Or maybe they always knew while tying up our baby's shoes what was waiting that brood and the souls of a chosen few. This ain't just talk, it's true.
Frank Blunt brings an electric energy to every game, making him a fan favorite and a formidable opponent on the hill. It's the Altoona curve and the Chesapeake face-offs. Introductions wrapping up down on the field. First pitch just minutes away. Almost ready to get underway here. And towing the slab in this one, Frank Blunt. Base runners tough to come by with this arm on the mound. Opposing batters have struggled against him this year, batting under 200. Think about this. From the start of the wild card era in 1995 through 2023, 50 Major League starting pitchers held opposing hitters to a batting average under 200. Only 5 of those seasons came with an ERA over 3. So it goes to show how effective it makes him to keep that batting average against down. Sean Ross, the leadoff batter, cuts and misses for strike one. Up the middle, into the outfield, base hit, and the leadoff hitter aboard. It's been a tough run at the plate for him lately. He needed that base hit. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get a hit. Coming up to the dish for Altoona, Nick Simillo, homered in the ball game yesterday afternoon. Swing and a miss, strike one. Runner at first, nobody out.
Oh!
Now here's the 0-2. Out to short, Aloy. There's one. Over to first.
No, he got it! Safe!
That's a hard but legal slide into second base we just saw. That did enough to affect the throw and disrupt the double play. And here at the plate, Trace Gonzalez. Didn't play in the day game yesterday. Should be fresh for this one. Swing and a rocket. That's pretty deep. Flashes the leather on the running catch.
Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Mitch Jebb.
So up next, Mitch Jebb. Step off, throw to first. Back in there standing. In a lefty-lefty matchup, that curveball is almost a given. Might have taken it in case another one comes later in the AB. Swinging a high fly ball out to left. Snags it on the run. So no runs here on a base hit. No errors. One left on base. Bottom half of inning number 1 coming up. No score after half an inning. Bottom of the first. Step. Top half of the second from Bowie. Now the third baseman, Deuce Gorson. That's a hittable pitch, but not what he was looking for. Early in the count, it's okay to take that. The 0-1. And that drops in for a strike. That's to third, Ben Cosme. And there's one down.
Batting fifth, the shortstop, Yordany De Los Santos.
Bases empty, one away. Digging in at the plate for the curve, Yordany De Los Santos.
Strike one.
Second inning, no score thus far.
Nope, that's low.
The lefty readies. Here's the 1-1. One out and the base is empty. Down the line, base hit. He turns and heads for second. Into second with a double, and they've got something brewing now. Nice job at the dish. He fell behind, but held tough and got the hit. Good job to stay back on that one and not roll over on it. Let it get deep in the zone, then drop the bat head on it and ripped it the other way for a knock. Here's the second baseman, William Lugo. Grounds this one up the middle. Aloy. And there are two down.
Batting in, the right fielder, number 43.
Stepping to the plate for Altoona, number 43. Good opportunity to pick up your teammate and deliver.
Yes. Ball, low. No, that's a ball.
Two 1 pitch coming. Up the middle. There in plenty of time, ends the inning. They strand one. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score.
For real. Just like a real for real. Gotta re-up the deal. We got the mass appeal. Whole lot of facts on facts on facts on facts on facts for real. Major League World Series.
Bottom half of inning number.
That's ball 4. Ow! Ball 4. Take your base. 3.
This third inning is brought to you by the law offices of Benson, Looper, and James, Third Amendment specialists. If the government's trying to quarter troops in your home without your permission, call Benson, Looper, and James for a free consultation today.
Nope,
Lonnie
that's low.
Wright, the leadoff batter, looks at ball 1. And a high leverage challenge from the mound. And it did miss the zone. The call stands. So they'll lose their first challenge. And the pitch.
Ball, low.
2-1 now.
Ball.
This one in the air to right. There's one down.
Now batting, catcher, Sean Ross.
Here's the catcher, Sean Ross. 1 for 1 so far, led off the game with a single. With his teammates driving in a pair, he wants to make this an efficient inning so they can get back up to the plate and tack on some more runs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Goes down swinging for the strikeout.
Now batting.
First 2 batters gone in the top of the 3rd.
Similar.
Base is empty with 2 out. Next up at the dish for the curve, Nick Simillo. And
That's a ball.
That's outside. And it's 1-0. Two outs and nobody aboard.
Up.
One ball, one strike.
Ball.
We're here in the top half of the 3rd. 2 down and nobody aboard. Line drive and it's caught. We move on to the bottom of the 3rd. The Bay Sox out front here, 2-0. Bottom of the inning.
Out. 3.
Blunt, ready to go again, facing the heart of this lineup. Challenge accepted.
Trace Gonzalez.
That one to first. Takes it to the bag alone. Leadoff batter retired in the 4th.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Mitch Jed.
Nobody on with 1 out. Coming up to the dish for Altoona, Mitch Jed. Love how he's attacking the zone, throwing a ton of strikes. These hitters need to be ready to swing at the first good strike they see. This one lifted in the air, left field. Josenberger on the move to the alley. Gets there, got it.
Now batting, third baseman, Deuce Gorson.
2 away here, nobody on. Now a chance for Deuce Gorson. 0 for 1 so far. On 0-1, the delivery. With 2 straight strikes on the inner half of the plate, that leaves the batter vulnerable away. Maybe something off speed. 2 outs and nobody aboard. Oh, and 2, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, that's a K. Nice job out there as he gets them 1, 2, 3. Midway through the 4th, the Bay Sox with the lead, 2-0. Back here in Bowie.
Ball 4, take the base. First base.
Ready to go again, working with a lead. Down 0-2, and now you have to shorten up and just find a way to put it in play. Maybe gonna have to fight 1 or 2 off. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Got the batter swinging. And the leadoff hitter set down in the 5th. One out and the bases are empty. Now it's the second baseman, William Lugo, 0 for 1.
Huh.
Oh, 1 now. One out and the base is empty. Swing and a miss. First 2 batters retired in the top of the 5th. And now the right fielder rolled out to second in the first AB. The 0-1 from the lefty. Fine work in this one, just 1 strike away from a 5th shutout frame. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Here's a fly to left. Josenberger settles under this one and makes the catch. Continues to roll on the mound. 5 shutout innings in the books. The Bay Sox lead it 4-0.
Get it right, get it right.
Bottom half of the 5th.
Ow! That's ball 4. 3!
We're back here at the ballpark. Start of the 6th. Ben Gelman bringing you this one. And leading off, Lonnie White. White batting for the second time, and that's strike 1. With all these first pitch strikes, he's clearly not afraid of contact. This is an aggressive and effective approach. There's a strike. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. Leadoff batter retired in the 6th. We head back to the top of the lineup. Next to hit, Sean Ross. 3-pitch strikeout in the last AB. Will definitely want to do better this time.
Bowling.
One out and the base is empty.
Hey!
1-1 pitch now. Great job so far on the mound, and I think curveballs like that one are a big part of the reason why. 1-2 pitch. He breaks his bat.
Oh, you take it.
2 down.
Now batting, the first baseman, Nick.
2 down now. Stepping to the plate for Altoona, Nick Simillo. This has been a solid outing for him, and a lot of that is because he keeps pounding the zone like he did with that low fastball. The 0-1 offering. In the air, right field. Can't get there, and it's a base hit, and that keeps the inning alive. That one was right down the middle, and he regretted it as soon as it left his hand. Digging in at the plate for the curve, Trace Gonzalez. Hard ground ball, base hit. They stop the lead runner at second, now 2 on with 2 outs.
Now batting, designated.
Next up, Mitch Jebb.
That's the ball. Strike one.
Here comes the 1-1. What a take with 2 strikes. The 2-2. Went around, strike 3. Not an easy call there, but that will end the inning. So another good inning on the mound. 6 shutout innings so far. Bottom of the 6th, coming up to the dish.
3. You're out. Out. 3. Out. Out. You're out. Ball 4. Take your base. Out. You're out. 3. Ball 4. Take your base. 3. That's ball 4. 3.
Fired 6 shutout innings on the hill. I liked a lot of what we saw from him in this one. He put them in a position to win, and they took advantage. Frank Blunt is getting ready. He not only brings immense talent, but also a contagious enthusiasm for the game. He'll look to put those skills on display today. It's the Altoona curve and the Chesapeake face-offs. First pitch coming your way next. Almost ready to get underway here. And today's starting pitcher, Frank Blunt. You can see from the stats that he's been death on lefty batters this season. Maybe they have a tough time picking the ball up out of his hand, but whatever it is, he's really limited them. It's an impressive stat and something he can build upon as he develops. All right, ready to get this one started. And now, Yordany De Los Santos.
Yordany De Los Santos.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike two. Foul ball, it stays 0-2. Swings and misses, struck him out. That screwball went right through the heart of the zone, and with 2 strikes, you have to punish that mistake. But screwballs are often extra effective because they're so rarely seen, so batters don't have experience getting on plane with them. Maybe that's what got the swing and a miss. And here's the catcher, Sean Ross.
That's a ball.
Here's the 1-0 offering. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. 2 away here in the top of the first. That reverse curveball movement on the screwball can really mess with hitters. Here we saw he just doesn't have the familiarity with that pitch, and he couldn't make contact. And now, Mike Jarvis. Check swing. Did the bat break the plane? Yes, it's a strike. Two outs, base is empty. And he goes down on strikes. And it's 3 up and 3 down in this inning. Bottom half of inning number 1 coming up. No score after half an inning.
This sound like Stevie put ribbons in the sky, put them high, shattered like...
3. Out, out.
Today's game is brought to you by Mutual Consolidated Cow Insurance. If your livestock success is moving down, you need MCCI. Top half of the second
That's a
from
ball.
Bowie. Wyatt Hendry, the leadoff batter, looks at ball 1. Left-hander, the 1-0. And that one fouled off. Swing lifts it to shallow left field. And there's one away. Just a shade too early with the swing, and the mechanics might have broken down a bit. He needs to try to put that up the middle instead of yanking it to the pull side. Jeb, 23 years old, and while he's usually in the outfield, today he's the designated hitter. That one ended, and it's 0-2. Pitch in the dirt. Swing and a miss. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the second. That curveball breaking away from the hitter was so well executed. He placed it just off the outside edge, and you saw how the hitter committed. He just couldn't get the bat to it. Nice pitch. And now, the right fielder, number 43, and a high leverage challenge from the mound. After review, it was a strike. The call is overturned. So they've still got both of their challenges. 2 outs and nobody aboard. In for a strike. And it's 0-2. No score here in the second inning. Got the hitter swinging for the strikeout. Nice job out there as he gets him 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the second inning. No score.
Down on what you become. I'm looking down on what you become.
Bottom half of it.
Ball 4, take your base. 3, you're out.
We move on to the third inning. Coming up to the dish for Altoona, William Lugo. And his contact ability against lefties is stellar at this level, but righties are giving him some significant issues this season. It just misses.
Ball 1.
Ball and no strikes. The key as he tries to make that jump to the next echelon is to improve his hitting against righty pitching. You see so many righties on the mound that it's hard to overcome struggling against them if you want a long career. And he hits a ground ball to the right side. Can't come up with it, but the throw to first easily in time, and that's the first out.
Batting eighth, the left fielder, Eddie.
Bases empty, 1 away. Digging in at the plate for the curve, Eddie Rodriguez.
Hey!
The 0-1 offering.
Hey!
Clearly, he's confident in his breaking ball in this one. Here comes the 0-2 pitch.
Ball.
Swing and a high fly to left. Moving under this one. Gets there. Got it.
Batting ninth, the center fielder, Lonnie White.
Two down now. Stepping to the plate for Altoona, Lonnie White. Late swing, fouled it off. Down 0-2, and now you have to shorten up and just find a way to put it in play. Maybe gonna have to fight 1 or 2 off. Oh, and 2, here's the pitch. Swings through it for the K. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. Home half of the third coming up. Still scoreless. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And the batter will be the shortstop.
That's ball 4. Out! 3!
Top of the fourth inning with the curve at the dish.
The shortstop, Yordani De Los Santos.
He's shown some excellent command in this game, and that's helped drive his success, really putting the ball where he wants it to go. The 0-1. Line drive, and it's caught. One of those plays that just goes to show that not everything is within your control on the baseball field. Batter did everything right and still didn't get the hit. Sometimes that's how it goes. Ross stands in here, tried to hold back a swing, but it went around. This one chopped on the ground, and it goes just foul. The curve, still in search of their first hit in this one. Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Picks up the 7th strikeout of the ball game. And he just continues rolling out there, looking really confident on that 3-pitch K. 2 away here, nobody on. Coming up to the dish for Altoona, Mike Jarvis. And the curveball is down and in. We're in the 4th inning, no score. One pitch now.
Aye!
2 outs and nobody aboard. And goes down on strikes. And a nice frame on the mound. He sets him down 1-2-3. On now to the bottom of the 4th. No score. Welcome back. The Bay Sox at the dish.
Out! You're out! 3!
On to the next inning. Digging in at the plate for the curve, Wyatt Hendry.
Wyatt Hendry.
Fouled off. He was late. And here's the 0-2. That changeup just missed. I'm not sure how he took that with 2 strikes. And the 1-2. That's towards center. And it drops in. And the leadoff hitter aboard. Fell behind in the count with 2 strikes, but didn't panic and picked up the hit. And he didn't exactly barrel that one up, but still had enough going on that swing that he stayed through it and deposited it in center for a out. Nice hitting. Blunt, trying to find his groove again. Leadoff hitter aboard, no outs. Jeb in the box now, takes strike 1. Love how he's attacking the zone, throwing a ton of strikes. These hitters need to be ready to swing at the first good strike they see. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Go ahead, run at first. Nobody out.
Get back.
Step off throw to first. Hendry gets back easily. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Back to the mound, and it hits the pitcher. Safe at first, and now we'll check on the lefty.
The batter, the right fielder, number 43.
Go ahead run on base. Next up at the dish for the curve, number 43.
Ball 1.
And the lefty in the air on the infield, and there's the call for the infield fly.
Batter's out.
Now batting, second baseman, William Lugo.
1 out and 2 on. Digging in, William Lugo, 0 for 1. Definitely wants to avoid hitting an easy bouncer here. A grounder in the infield should be an inning-ending double play. Grounds it to short. O'Farrell, 2 away.
Now batting, left fielder, Eddie Rodriguez.
Stepping to the plate for Altoona, Eddie Rodriguez. Flied to left the first time. Good opportunity to pick up your teammate and deliver. That's it. And it's 0-1. Swing lifted to left field. And that's the end of the inning. Another inning in the books, but the perfect game is no more. And we still have no score. Bottom of the
3. Out.
Blunt back to work. It's getting late, but neither of these pitchers seems to be giving in.
White.
In the air to left, on the move to the alley. And a quick out, number 1. That was a really nice over-the-shoulder grab, flashing some serious defensive ability on that play. Back to the top of the order here. And now the shortstop, Yordani De Los Santos. Seems like that was just a good bit of framing right there. Stole a strike. Didn't seem like that one found the zone. Here's the challenge. And the strike is overturned following the review. Still 2 challenges left for him. One out and the base is empty. Nice job to work both sides of the plate. He's got this hitter inside conscious now. Here's the 1-2 offering. On the ground to the right side. 2 away.
Now batting, catcher Sean Ross.
Nobody on and 2 outs. Sean Ross now at the plate. The 0-1. Rapid fire work on the mound. He's keeping these batters on their toes. 2 outs and nobody aboard. Nice grab. Throws to first. It's there, and that's a great play. So another good inning on the mound. 6 shutout innings so far. Home half of the 6th. And
Out. 3. Out. 3. You're out. Out. 3. You're out. Out. 3. Ball 4. Take your base. 3. Out. 3. Out. Ball 4. Take your base. 3. You're out. 3. Out. That's ball 4. Out. Ball 4. Take your base. Out. Ball 4. Take your base. 3. Out. You're out. Out. 3. Out. 3. You're out. 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 That's ball 4. First base. Ball 4. Take your base. You're out. 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 Ball 4. Take your base. You're out.
Blunt tossed 6 shutout innings and struck out 8. He showed some good competitive fire in this start. He kept the team in a position to come out on top, even if they ultimately fell short. Blunt getting set for this one, his team leading their division. Can they continue to churn out wins? It's the Chesapeake Bay Sox and the Akron Rubber Ducks. First pitch coming at you right after the break. Coming up to the dish for Chesapeake, Will Robertson.
3. Out.
Guy Lipscomb leading things off and takes a strike. Kicks and delivers. To the right side, Ben Cosme. Play is made, 1 gone.
Batting second, the center fielder, Jake Lavalette.
Nobody on with 1 out. Coming up to the dish for Akron, Jace Lavalette. And a base hit. So they get a runner on with a 1-out single.
Batting third, the designated hitter.
So up next, Tyrese Turner. Switch hitter batting righty against the lefty on the mound. Swing and a foul straight back.
That's a ball.
Quick move to first. Back in easily. Lavalette stands at first with 1 away.
Bump.
What a take with 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2. Sliced the other way, that's a base hit. Lead runner hits second and heads for third. The relay, and he's safe.
He's in there, he's
first and
safe.
third with one down. It's been a tough run at the plate for him lately. He needed that base hit. Good job to stay back on that one and not roll over on it. Let it get deep in the zone, then drop the bat head on it and ripped it the other way for a knock. One, ready to go again. Back-to-back hits have opened the door for this offense. Big at bat here. Juan Benjamin in the box now takes strike one. Not sure I like that location. Pitcher might be better off busting him in on the hand so he can't extend and drive one. Swings, soft line drive. Steps on the bag for one.
Head on the tag.
The tag and they get two. Double play. Bang, bang, play, and the inning is over. They leave one runner on base. We played one inning, no score. The Bay Sox at the plate here in the second inning. Ike Irish now at the plate.
Out! Out! Ball four, take your base. Out!
Bottom of the inning, digging in for the Rubber Ducks, Cody Huff.
Hey!
The 0-1 offering. And that drops in for a strike. That pitcher should be thanking his lucky stars after hanging that changeup. He knows he got away with one. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's a strikeout looking. And quickly one away in the second inning. That fastball was in a hittable spot, but he just let it stroll through the zone for called strike three. Bases empty, one away. Next is the switch hitting first baseman, Mike Collado. Here's the 0-1 pitch. One out and the base is empty. This one is labeled back there. And that one's off the wall. In at second with a one-out double. Everything came together on that swing. Now they've got a good shot at scoring the first run of the game with the runner in scoring position. The second baseman getting ready to hit. Definitely scuffling at the dish lately. Only 2 hits over the last 5 games. That one finds the zone. That's strike one. Hit hard on the ground to short. 2 down.
Batting in, the right fielder, number 19.
Next up for the Rubber Ducks, number 19.
Strike one!
Runner at second with 2 down. Down the left field line for a base hit. Headed for the plate. Runner scores and they take the lead. Always feels good when you come through and get your team on the board first. Beautiful swing there leads to the double, and the hitting coach has to figure out how they can make that the default swing going forward. A minor leaguer who can unlock that swing consistently is going to be on the rise. In the box now, no balls and a strike.
No, that's a ball.
Runner at second, 2 down. And a swing and a miss. That ends the inning and prevents things from getting out of hand. They pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We're at the end of 2. The Rubber Ducks out in front, 1-0.
To the top, yeah, rise up, that's you, coming in. Body in motion, heart on fire, train through the heat and haze. Focus, vision of my eyes locked in through the pain, I fix my gaze. I count them reps, they count me out, but I'm still here making
All set for the start.
3.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Stepping to the plate for Akron, Guy Lipscomb. Ripped towards third. The throw to first. And there's 1 away.
Now batting, center fielder, Jake Lavalette.
1 out and the bases are empty. Here's the center fielder, Jace Lavalette. Smoked a line drive single to center the last time up. And he grounds it to the right side and handles this chance. And there's 2 down.
The batter, number 1. Designated
Now,
hitter.
Tyrese Turner. Single to right the first time at the plate in this one. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. Estrada should have this one. Gets there. Got it. They go down in order. It's brought. Back here in Akron, bottom of the 4th. Here's the third baseman, Juan Benjamin. Well, so far, so good for him today, but as you get to the meat of the order the second time around, that's where an outing can turn on you. Still, he's been on top of it to this point. Down 0-2, swings through it. That's some great arm action from him to sell the changeup. Grounder left side, into the outfield, base hit. And the leadoff hitter aboard. Got the hitter down 0-2, but then put that pitch right over the middle, and he collected the single because of it. Back to work after the speedy leadoff hitter got on. We'll need to keep an eye on that runner here. Huff at the plate for the second time and takes ball 1.
Back.
Step off, throw to first. Back in there standing. Runner at first, nobody out.
Well,
this is a better approach than he showed the first time up when he struck out. He's working the count well. And swing and miss. can't be swinging at pitches that low, particularly in a double play situation like this. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. Gets a piece there, we'll do it again. Got him. One gone.
Now batting, the first baseman, Mike Coyotto.
So digging in, Mike Coyotto cracked a double the first time at bat. Benjamin at first, 1 out. Swings and misses, struck him out.
The batter number 15, second baseman, Garrett.
The second baseman will hit next. 0 for 1, grounded out the first time around.
Yes.
Didn't seem like that one found the zone. Here's the challenge. And after review, it was a ball. Good eye. They'll keep both their challenges. Here's the 1-0 offering. Cut on and miss. That's a strikeout. One runner left stranded, but they're on top, 1-0. On to the next.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Bottom half of the fifth, and the Rubber Ducks batting.
The right fielder, number 19.
The 0-1. Slapped hard the other way, but foul. Now here's the 0-2. On the ground to the left, and it goes just foul.
Nope,
That was
outside.
a well-executed 2-strike changeup, but he just couldn't get the call. And 1-2. Swings and misses. And the leadoff hitter set down in the fifth. The spin on that one took it in on the hands. That's pretty tough to do anything with. I know it looks meaty coming in from the opposite-handed pitcher, but that's deceiving. Now it's the shortstop, Angel Henao. First at bat was a strikeout. Oh, 0-2 now. On the ground. Noda takes it to the bag alone. 2 quick outs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Now batting, left fielder, Guy Lipscomb.
The lineup flips over. Coming up to the dish for Akron, Guy Lipscomb. Outfield pretty shallow here.
Ball.
And a high leverage challenge from the mound. After review, it was a strike. The call is overturned. So they've still got both of their challenges. Two outs and nobody aboard. And that drops in for a strike. Fights that one away. The count remains 0-2. Struck out looking. Picks up the 7th strikeout of the ball game. And we're through 5 innings. The Rubber Ducks on top here, 1-0. Back here at the ballpark. Start of the 6th. Ben Gelman bringing you this one. And leading off, Vance Honeycutt.
Honeycutt.
Out. Out.
One back on the mound to face the meat of the order. Not an easy task. On the ground, right side, collects. Throw to first in time.
The batter, number 1.
That's some excellent range he showed at second base on that play. He had to go way into shallow right field, then get into a good position to throw to first for the out. Very impressive. Bases empty, 1 away. Tyrese Turner, the next to hit. 1 for 2. Here comes the 0-1. Swing lifts it to shallow left field. And there's 2 down.
Now batting, third baseman, Juan Benjamin.
2 away here, nobody on. Next up for the Rubber Ducks, Juan Benjamin. Benjamin wants another look at the called strike, and here's a challenge. Sharp eye at the plate, they'll overturn the call. So they still have both challenges. Two outs and nobody aboard.
Well,
this is part of why he's been on such a tear lately. He's doing a good job working the count, giving himself an edge. Two.
nope, that's inside.
2 down and nobody aboard. Here in the bottom of the 6th. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. 3-2 now. Foul tip into the mitt, struck him out. 3 up and 3 down, inning over. 7th inning up next. The Rubber Ducks on top, 1-0. We go to the top of the 7th.
Out! You're out! That's ball 4. Out! 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 You're out! Out! First base. Out! Out! 3! Hey! You're out! 3! Out! 3!
Allowed 1 earned run over 6 innings and struck out 8. Can't pin this defeat on him at all. He put them in position to come away victorious with a good start.
Spent a bag on the whip, parked in valet. Just took another trip, skipped a drive, called my pilot.